time on Bloodlines, Trunks and Tapion began their training, giving the former a new lease on what it means to be a warrior. Then we have Yamcha trying to teach Goten the Kaioken. While not very successful at first, a strange invader would make his appearance who seemed to be very angry with Yamcha for some reason, with Dende calling the boys to the lookout to assess the situation from afar. The one-time bandit alone faces a demonic opponent. This is part 5 of an ongoing series and was created by Bloodlines Productions and funded by the Mondo crew. Support them and catch up fully using the links below.
I will kill you!
As the demon furiously attacks the newly appointed Turtle Master. Tapion spectates the battle from not far away. Does he intend to join the fight, or could he somehow know this man? As Yamcha is able to dodge and weave everything his foe throws at him, Tapion doesn't believe that the Horned One will be able to land even a single blow given the Earthling's speed. But there's always room for error. Skidding across the desert floor, our super cool hero scolds himself to focus. It's hard to keep his mind on the task at hand without random dudes staring from the mountain. He keeps getting distracted, thinking he could be in league with the demon guy here. Continuing to watch, the Elven Warrior recognizes this technique as the afterimage. Unbeknownst to him, this is something Yamcha is already very familiar with. Rushing in, he merely senses for his opponent's ki, much to the distress of Tapion. Enabling him to lay down a massive elbow to the invader's stomach. Cursing him, the demon cackles that his name is Peruka, the strongest of his clan. He will crush his adversary and take back what he stole. Causing Yammers to again spout that he's worked honestly for everything he's ever obtained, barring a couple years back in his youth. Narrowing his eyes, he pauses for a moment, before peering behind him and bashing his foe as a demon. But Demon, the man can't believe what he's hearing. How dare he disrespect his clan? He has no idea who he's up against, screaming for him to perish. As the aggressor launches presumably his most powerful blast, Yamcha merely stands confidently in its wake, powering up to a Kaioken times 20.
You arrogant fool!
Our Wolf Warrior is able to convincingly get the upper hand. After sending his opposite soaring with a flying kick, he powers up his signature Spirit Ball. Showing absolutely no mercy. Looks like that may have done it. But in the aftermath of a times 20 Kaioken, Yamcha is a bit winded. Letting himself plummet to the ground, he smiles and exudes a sigh of relief. His whole body is shaking. It's been a while since he had to go times 20. When Tapion finally decides to announce his arrival, He calls out that was an impressive display he just put on. But still with his mind focused on the battle, it seems the Z-Fighter totally spaced that there was another stranger in the area. Landing next to him, he shouts, "Sheesh, man! Don't sneak up on me like that! Next time a warning would be nice!" Apparently sensing this man is no threat, he then apologizes that was rude of him. He introduces himself properly by name. He is the master of the Turtle School of Martial Arts. He figured this Mohawk dude must be one of the new guys on the planet. He sensed him helping the boys earlier. If he were to guess, he's training Trunks. Confirming his assumptions with a bit of a stank, Tapion takes a moment to also introduce himself. It seems that the two of them have a lot to talk about. Adding to this, Yamcha agrees and doesn't think they have a whole lot of time to get to the bottom of this. Chomping down on a Senzu to get his energy back, he ushers for his new ally to follow and he'll take him to where the boys went off to. With whom, Goten arrives at the lookout. Dende and Piccolo greet him with anticipation. They explain that Trunks has been in the time chamber for at least 10 minutes now. By their calculations, he already has a 4-day head start in his training. Goten should hurry and head in as well. But the son of Goku brushes this off, chirping he'd rather wait. The two of them agreed to train on their own, and he's not going back on his word now. And up until training with Whis, this seems to mirror how Goku and Vegeta would always go about their progression as well. By the way, he mentions, do either of them know who that guy Yamcha is fighting is? They don't. Not yet, at least. But Yamcha and the man Trunks was with earlier are on their way here, so with any luck, they'll have their answer soon. This leaves us with the lingering question of what could be so serious it could cause Piccolo to immediately want both Goten and Trunks training in the Room of Spirit and Time. Best guess is he can sense that Lada, the warrior who is the same race as Beerus, is much too powerful for anyone on Earth to currently take on. Of course, with Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan currently on their own adventure with Beerus and Whis, it wouldn't be long before everyone else made their way to the palace. Landing, Goten shouts to Yamcha that he knew he'd kick his butt. But this red-haired guy, what's he doing here? The former tells Tapion here couldn't help but show up and compliment him on his awesome abilities. He also brought him up to speed on everything that's been happening. Curious, Piccolo presses him to enlighten the group on exactly what is going on. Happy to do so. Yamcha says that he's come from another, but cutting him off, the elf believes it would be best for him to tell his own story himself. You see, years ago. As he does this, we join Trunks in his training. The boy catches his breath as he thinks to himself that this is the first time he's been alone in here. He remembers going into the gravity room with his dad ever since he could walk. But the time chamber, it's so quiet. All he can hear is the echoes of his own thoughts. In fact, he's already lost track of how long he's been in here. Must be days now. Maybe even weeks. All he can focus on is how tired he is. Though he does try to make the most of this. He wonders if he'd be able to stay in Super Saiyan form while sleeping. He wants to master it perfectly, even better than Goku and Gohan. Probably causing Vegeta to angrily grump somewhere out there in the universe. But if he can learn the ins and outs of the form, then going Super Saiyan 2 should be all the easier. Yeah, it should be. No, it will be! Meanwhile, back in the desert, it looks like Pruka is far from defeated, as another voice requests a mission report. He utters that it seems like they've underestimated these humans. But the first voice states back, this time more curt. What he said to the captain was mission report. Did that human beat the hearing out of him? Standing, he calmly replies no, Commander Lamu. He heard him just fine, who then urges him to keep talking. Only getting a glimpse of this new foe. We're then brought back to the lookout, right as Tapion ends his story. Though something triggers in Goten's mind. So what he just said explains how he and Lada got here, but how does he know that devil-looking guy, the one Yamcha is fighting? While that man might look like the devil, he's not. He's part of a race of beings that lived in a galaxy next to Tapion's own. They're called Osirians. Unfortunately, their planet died out a while back. In time, they became creatures of the dark who wanted nothing more than to conquer others. For centuries on planet Kanat, or Kanatsu, there were legends about him. One in particular mentioned that if they were ever able to complete their quest for supremacy, the entire universe would be plunged into darkness and all life destroyed. Their mothers would scare them with bedtime stories about the evils of planet Osira. The one that Yamcha fought is called Peruka. He is the captain of the Osirian elite squadron. Tapion has encountered him a few times and has heard many horrible stories. One thing that he can say is now that he's here, they have a big problem when seeming to sense something horrific. He informs the others that he must go, but to tell Trunks he'll come back. Exiting, Goten wonders where he's going. It's like he felt something. Should they go and help him? Yamcha doesn't think so. If he needed help, he would have asked. Piccolo thinks he actually knows where he's going. As he beelines away, Tapion knows this key signature. What is Lada doing? They used to use this exact method to let each other know when they were in trouble and needed help. Given the present circumstances, this doesn't make sense. Finding himself face to face with his one-time sister. Showing a smile, she motions for him to follow her. Touching down close by, she reveals that she needed him to come alone. They don't need to make another mess. Things are muddy enough as it is. Tapion figures that's why she used that key signature in particular. Though she isn't in the mood to get all sentimental with small talk. Those demons are here. The relic is too, and they know it. The relic she refers to is mentioned earlier when she fought Tapion and the boys. While he is aware, one of this planet's warriors already faced Peruka. But why did they follow her here? With a frustrated grimace, she questions, "Followed me?" No, she followed them. She's going to kill every single one of them for what they did to her father. Reprimanding her, he inquires what he would think of her doing this, seeking vengeance against the Osirians, killing those who get in her way. What has she become? She's destroyed countless lives at this point. Another thing she's furious about being accused of. He thinks that she did all of that she destroyed all those worlds. She's been following those monsters for the last 5 years. She's been hoping to destroy the relic and put an end to all of this. How dare he accuse her of genocide? They didn't even spare the children who got in their way. Shouting match continues as her brother refuses to believe that she didn't kill all those people. He knows she was there. He saw the trail of destruction she left behind. He saw her standing next to the bodies. So enough lies. Jin taught them better than this. Something she claims she wouldn't know. Her father treated him like a son. He gave him everything and sent her away. While Tapion was learning magic tricks with that peace-loving old man, Lada was out there training to get stronger. Finally allowing a pause in the yelling, the elven warrior simply states that her father was a great man. But she's had enough of this. Not exactly helping her case of non-aggressor. She charges after Tapion, screaming that he just doesn't know when to quit, does he? Knocking him into the middle of a road. He knows this isn't good. Not here, Lada! Tapion tries to get as far away as he can from innocent life. Is Lada truly lying about her reasons for being here? Is she seeking revenge against the Osirians for what they did to her father? And why do they seem to blame Yamcha in particular?